In the icy silence of the Arctic, Russia makes its move. Missile launches emerge from the frost. Warships slice through black Barents waters. This isn't just another drill, it's July Storm, a massive show of force at the top of the world, where the Cold War is quietly heating up again. Russia has moved its Bastion coastal defense missile systems to the bleak, icy shores of the Barents Sea, marking the opening of its most expansive naval exercise this year, July Storm. Commanded by Admiral Alexander Moiseyev, the newly appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Russian Navy, the drill spans 4 key maritime theatres: the Pacific, Arctic, Baltic and Caspian Seas. The scale is formidable. 150 warships and auxiliary vessels, 120 aircraft, 10 coastal missile batteries, 15,000 personnel. Scheduled from July 23rd to 27, the drill underscores the Kremlin's renewed emphasis on maritime power projection, particularly in contested zones like the Arctic, where climate change and strategic competition are converging. From its command post in Severomorsk, the Northern Fleet has yet to publish a complete ship count. However, footage released by the fleet's press office shows the frigate Admiral Golovko and cruiser Marshal Ustinov sailing from Kola Bay into the Barents Sea, accompanied by minesweepers from Polyarny. On land, K-300P Bastion P launchers have been rolled into firing positions along the Arctic coastline. In the air, Northern Fleet air defense units have rehearsed intercepts over the Barents, reflecting Russia's integrated approach to multi-domain warfare. The Bastion system, equipped with P-800 Oniks supersonic cruise missiles, can strike maritime targets up to 300 kilometers away. These missiles travel at around 750 meters per second, descending to just 10-15 meters above sea level during their terminal phase to evade radar detection. Their dual-mode seeker, combining active radar and infrared tracking, allows them to locate and strike specific vessels, even under heavy jamming. Each mobile launcher carries 2 missiles, each capable of delivering up to 250-kilogram warhead, depending on the mission type. In strategic terms, Bastion isn't just a defensive system. It's a coastal strike platform meant to enforce control over Russia's maritime approaches. The Barents Sea itself is a critical part of Russia's Arctic military infrastructure. It lies off the northern coasts of Norway and Russia, bordered by the Kola Peninsula to the south, Svalbard to the northwest, Franz Josef Land to the northeast, and Novaya Zemlya to the east. For the Russian Navy, the region is vital. It serves as the launch zone for strategic submarine patrols, particularly those from Russia's nuclear-armed SSBN fleet. This is not simply about asserting presence. It's about fortifying Arctic bastions seen as central to Russia's national security. As climate shifts render the Arctic more navigable and strategically exposed, Moscow is signaling it will not leave its northern flank unguarded. As Russian missiles rolled into Arctic positions, NATO aircraft were already circling overhead. On July 23rd, a Norwegian P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft conducted a flight along the western edge of the exercise zone. Just 24 hours earlier, a US RC-135 rivet joint surveillance aircraft flew a reconnaissance path near Russia's Kola Peninsula, approaching from Norwegian airspace before looping south through Finland. These close aerial passes reflect a sharpened western focus on the high north. Once a frozen periphery, the Arctic is now treated as a strategic frontline, particularly following Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Admiral Moiseyev, who has repeatedly warned of foreign militaries expanding their Arctic presence, reiterated that Russia views the region as contested and increasingly volatile.
The Arctic is one of the key regions where the confrontation of the world's leading states is unfolding.
The Bastion deployments form part of a broader Bastion defense strategy designed to create a hardened maritime zone around Russia's Kola Peninsula, where its most sensitive submarine assets are based. By locking down key access points like the Bear Gap, the Kremlin aims to limit NATO's freedom of movement near its northern coastline. This show of force comes amid growing diplomatic isolation. In March 2022, Russia was suspended from the Arctic Council, despite holding the rotating chair at the time, a sharp rebuke from the 7 other Arctic states following its actions in Ukraine. Meanwhile, NATO's footprint in the north has expanded significantly. Finland joined the alliance in 2023, with Sweden following suit in 2024. Together, they have transformed the Baltic Sea into a near-NATO lake, further tightening the pressure on Russia's northwestern border. Joint NATO exercises like Baltic Sentry and Northern Viking 24 have further demonstrated Allied readiness in Arctic and near-Arctic waters, something Moscow views with deep suspicion. Against this backdrop, July Storm appears less like a routine drill and more like a strategic message. Russia is fortifying its position in the Arctic, and it intends to hold its ground, coastal missile systems and all. In Moscow's view, the Arctic is no longer a vast, empty buffer. It is an active security theatre. And as warships maneuver, missiles deploy, and surveillance planes orbit overhead, the Kremlin's message is unmistakable. The Bastion stands ready, and it's not backing down.